initially, as we said, I was making websites. Then I started building apps. Then I started contracting. And then I started training people, thousands of people, to become programmers. Now, when I was contracting, I was always the only black person in almost every company where I contracted in. I could have said, okay, I don't want to leave the comforts of London. I don't want to leave London. I want to stay in London where it's more diverse. I don't want to put myself in a situation. But I didn't. I moved to Liverpool. I moved to the Midlands. I was in Leamington Spa. All these places gave me the opportunity to basically lean into the things that I saw as my disability, you know. It's not just a physical disability, the race disability, you know, saying, if I leave London, I'm going to face racism. Or if I leave London, I'm not going to do well because I'll be the only one. No one will understand. Yes, it's true. But if you take action, then you open the door for other people just like yourself.
That's right.
And there's actually an advantage to being the only one.
Oh, yes, there is. Hey there, lucrative ladies. Welcome to the show, the Lucrative Lady Talk Show with me, your host, Pam Obasa. I'm incredibly excited about today's episode because I have an incredible entrepreneur who is with me today, who runs a 7-figure business, is a software engineer, is an athlete, a professional athlete, but there is something unique about this guy. There is something special about him, and that is, of course, actually, let you see it. Welcome to the show, Kingsley Ijoma. He's actually my brother. Welcome to the show, Kingsley. It's so good to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming, Kingsley. You have, of course, come with your own sofa, which I love, in 2 wheels.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I love your wheelchair. In style. Yeah. Thank you, Kingsley, for coming to the show. I'm really, really excited to talk to you. Let me ask you, if there are 5 key things, you know, let's call them 5 rules of success that somebody ought to take away from this when it comes to stepping out of their disability, bearing in mind that their disability doesn't have to be physical to do with their body, but it's just stories. Let's call it excuses. So what are 5 rules of success when it comes to going after your dreams, going after ambitions in spite of anything that has gone wrong in your life? Any excuses, what would they be?
Yeah. Okay. So my example, I just use my life as my example. Number 1 is if you know those weaknesses, those it could be a disability, it could be anything that you see as something that's prohibiting you from taking the next step. That is the first step. Just knowing that is important enough. The second step is shine a light on it. Okay? So if you feel that your gender is what's preventing you from doing stuff, speak out about it.
Right, I love
Put
that.
yourself in situations where you will be the only woman there.
Yes.
For me in IT, initially, as we said, I was making websites. Then I started building apps. Then I started contracting. And then I started training people, thousands of people, to become programmers. Now, when I was contracting, I was always the only black person in almost every company where I contracted in. I could have said, okay, I don't want to leave the comforts of London. I don't want to leave London. I want to stay in London where it's more diverse. I don't want to put myself in a situation. But I didn't. I moved to Liverpool. I moved to the Midlands. I was in Leamington Spa. All these places gave me the opportunity to basically lean into the things that I saw as my disability, you know. It's not just a physical disability, the race disability, you know, saying, if I leave London, I'm going to face racism. Or if I leave London, I'm not going to do well because I'll be the only one. No one will understand. Yes, it's true. But if you take action, then you open the door for other people just like yourself.
That's right.
And there's actually an advantage to being the only one.
Oh, yes, there is.
There is. You're so clearly, openly there. Right? So I would say 1 is identifying, 1 is basically taking shining a light on it. And without shame, basically be the best version of yourself. Always. Because if I look at myself now and myself before, is a massive difference. It's looking and saying, okay, 15 years ago, I was this person trying to be someone else.
Yeah.
Now I know my quest in life is so simple. Yeah. It's literally live my life unashamedly, unapologetically, and just to the max. Everywhere I go, I know who I am.
Yes.
It's really important. So knowing who you are is key.
Yeah.
When I'm somewhere, I was in Brazil last week.
Yeah.
And I was going through Copacabana beach, just pushing along, and people were looking at the wheelchair.
Yeah.
And they was like, oh, wow, that's really cool. That's really nice. Yeah. And I thought to myself, for the first time, these guys are seeing disability from a different point of view.
Yes, that's right.
They're seeing a person with disability as somebody who has a spending power and somebody who has another life other than the one that we imagined that they will have. Yeah. And that only comes from living your full potential life.
Definitely.
Full life.
Yeah.
The other is the whole 80-20 rule, Pareto's rule. So basically, 20%, if we're using business, for example, 20% of your customers are responsible for 80% of your profit.
That's right.
That sort of stuff, right?
Yes.
So being your authentic self changes that. An example was, as a person with disability, we still need to date. We still need to be on social media. We still need to be on Tinder.
Yeah.
But you're judged on Tinder based on what? Visual.
That's right.
On who you are, just like that. So what happens is a person on a wheelchair puts a photo of them like that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So you don't see the wheelchair.
That's right.
But then deep down they're scared. So now you've been chatting for a while, you've arranged to meet. At what point do you say, oh, by the way, I am disabled, you know?
Yeah.
So you just rock up on your wheelchair and then they look at you and they say, oh, you are disabled. Yes. And then you say to them, oh, yeah, oh, you haven't got a wig on. I didn't know that. So it's not the same thing, but so you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But that being your authentic self is taking a photo and showing to the world, I am disabled. And guess what? The people that you will meet will be the people that are 100% and not people that are, you know, randomly knocking on doors and hoping that you're going to convert everybody.
Yes.
So being smart, you know, putting yourself in that 20% is being authentic, always. Yeah. You know, so if you feel passionate about, you know, the planet, the earth, and you know, being a conscious buyer, let people know. Yeah, because that way you're attracting the right group
you attract
to yourself.
Your tribe. Yeah, that's right.
So I would say that was a big aspect for me in my life. Yeah. And I did the same. I went through Tinder once and I met somebody and she said, oh, you're disabled. And I was like, I know I was planning on saying something. I didn't know how to say it, but everything changed. I remember I'm not, because I'm in a happy relationship now, but everything changed when I updated my profile and I put my desire to become a Paralympian. And so when you read all that, you can see the only people that will swipe for me are people who know me. And there was no need for me to be nervous or to try and explain myself to anybody. And then the last point is consistency. Yeah, that's right. I think is key. Anything you're doing, we talked about me as a programmer. I've been doing it since college, even school. Yeah, that's right. So when we came here, you know, year 11, I remember I was fascinated by computers. Yeah. I wrote everything, my assignments, and I typed it up. I was interested in how things worked. I couldn't understand that they had a room full of computers and kids didn't want to play with them. Yeah. And so I've always been consistent with that all the way through. Yeah. So for me, success is consistency, never giving up, and just keep going year after year. Absolutely. And that is absolute key. That consistency, whatever it is that you are doing, if you just keep doing it, doors will open for you. Absolutely. The one thing that you haven't mentioned, but that you are, is that you use humor a lot. You found so much joy in your life that, you know, you have so much humor. There's just so much laughter whenever
around you. When anybody is around you, they need to be prepared to laugh a lot. They need to be prepared that you're going to take the mick out of them. They need to be prepared that, you know, you're going to have a belly. Your belly is going to be hurting because there is just so much joy. And that is the opposite of people who are disabled and who are constrained by their darkest desires.
Yes, the victim mentality.
Victim mentality, that's right.
I'm not a victim.
Absolutely.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. You are a victor indeed. Kingsley, it's been amazing having you. Now, you are going to Tokyo in August, which is incredible.
Yep.
Now, I know that my viewers are going to want to support you and follow you. So if they want to find you, where can they find you?
So go and search lagos2tokyo.com. You can follow my journey on there. On YouTube channels, you could check Work It, No Excuse, Work It is a channel I've just started. So the idea basically to show the journey and to show some exercises that you can do for anyone to get fit. So
brilliant.
Find me on that.
Fantastic. We're going to put those in the description and on the screen. So they're going to find you on your website and on YouTube and follow your journey and follow you to Tokyo. Brilliant. Thank you so much, Kings.
Thank you.
Amazing. Brilliant. Lucrative ladies, as you can tell, this guy is really my heart. I'm so grateful to have had him on the show. Absolutely inspirational. If you are in a place, if you're in a dark place and you need to step out of it, you need to work it. That is Kingsley's message. You need to work it without excuses. So leave all the excuses behind, identify what they are and shine some light. Go out there in spite of what you think is holding you back and just be you. But bring to the market what the market needs, and your tribe will find you. They will follow you. They will buy from you. They will support you. So go ahead and do that. Thank you so much. If you've loved this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, and make sure you come back and watch all of our other episodes. Thank you so much for joining us today. Kingsley, thank you.
Welcome.